Hey guys, welcome. I'm Ethan Ewing with Classic Work. I'm actually a guest today with my Uncle Kirk over here, who is My Reclaimed Wood Creations. And what we're going to do today is talk a little bit about, we're going to review and do a setup on this 17-inch grizzly bandsaw. Now we'll take it over to my Uncle Kirk. He's going to tell you a little bit about what we're going to do to it.
We were really proud to get to see this saw. It seems like it's really big, heavy, and strong. It's got a 2-horsepower motor. It has plenty of power. We turned it on and tested and went around, and it's got a really good tracking system over here. Here with the tension, there's a tension gauge over here that tells us the tension for each bandsaw width. We're going to install the table on it. We're going to clean the table off. We're also going to demonstrate with a piece of wood its characteristics.
How well it performs, right. And that's about it, so let's get after it. Alright, the first thing that we're going to do is we got this big cast iron table that we've got to get all this oily residue off of here. This right here is to protect it whenever they ship it, to keep it from rusting, and we're just going to use straight acetone and a rag to clean it off. And you know, it ain't no big deal, just put a little rag and some elbow grease and get it off. Whoop. Okay, one thing that we want to do before we put the table on is we want to check this bottom guide down here for enough blade adjustment. Now what you do is get you a business card, and between this guide bushing right here and the blade, you just want to stick it through there and make sure it has enough clearance, and you'll just loosen up one of the toggles and push the business card up against the blade and just pull it back just slightly, and then tighten it back up. And that's how much clearance you want between that blade guide. And the same is from this side, and the same to this bearing right here, and the same for the top set of guides. And all that, you just stick the business card in there and make sure it's good and tight. And the back bearing up here, which, excuse me, up here, because that's where another guide is. So once you do all that, that's all your major settings for your guide system. Alright, we're going to put the table on now. Catch that side. Okay, now that we got the table on, the next thing we're going to do is wax the table, and this here will provide a slick finish for wood to slide across easily, and also it'll keep the cast iron from rusting. And we'll just apply it on there, wait a few minutes, and then rub it back off, and that's pretty much it.
Last thing that we do is check for squareness. See if you see any daylight between here, and I don't see any.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty square.
Okay, for installing the fence, what you have to do is the bottom portion of the fence right here bolts straight to the table, and then you have another parallel member that bolts to the other side all the way down. Now, the guide for your fence, when you put it on. Make sure that the entire guide is at, you know, you bump it all the way up against the end of the blade right here on this side. And once you do that, you want to set your marker down here to 0. And we're a little bit off, so all you got to do is take a hammer and bump it a little bit. Hold on, make sure we're still. Whoops.
Okay.
We good?
What you think?
It can come a little bit more.
This way?
No, the other way. This way. A little bit.
Well.
Yeah. Keep going. Hit a little harder. A little bit. But come on, you gotta hit it a little good bit. A little bit more. There you go.
Okay.
Alright. Now once you have it on 0, as we have here, go ahead and tighten it all back down.
This is to check we're square. Here and here. Look like it's really square.
Alright, now that we know that it's parallel with the miter slot, you want to make sure that the miter slot is parallel with the blade. And for a 1/2 inch blade, that's not a big problem. You just want to take your square and adjust it from the miter slot to the edge. Alright, adjust it all the way out. And what you're looking for is if there's any big light towards one end or the other. And
it looks perfect to me.
It looks really close. Alright.
Close enough.
And once you have all that, you have a well-tuned machine. Alright, we're going to do a little demonstration on a big straight cut and a few curve cuts to see how it performs. It's okay. Alright, you can cut the machine off. Okay, let's see how well it performed. Back here, that's just some paint stains, I think, from the blade, because that's a new blade. Let's see how square it cut. And I'll put our square down. That looks really well, especially with a 1/2 inch blade. What do you think, Kurt?
I think it looks pretty good.
Looks pretty good. Alright, now we're going to do some curve cuts.
Alright.
Yep.
This time we're going to cut a curve.
Let's take a look at it. There you go. That's pretty good for a 1/2 inch blade. Alright. Well, Kirk, I believe you got you a good saw.
The last thing we need to tell some of the features that we really like about this saw is all you got to do is lift this up and the blade tension is off of it. And this is the way you need to store it.
Right, keep your blades from stretching on you. That's a really nice feature because you can have your blades cranked up all the way tight. Like if you want to run a 1 inch blade and it's really, really tight, then it saves you from all that cranking you have to do. But that's a really nice feature.
The other feature is the dust ports on. You have 2 of them, one down here.
Oh, I sure do.
It's really good.
And then they got one up here on the
other
side.
On the front. 2 horsepower motor gives it plenty of horsepower.
Oh yeah, single phase 220.
220.
One feature I really liked is this blade guard. You can just loosen it up from the side here, and it's got this hand crank that you can just bring it up slowly pretty much, and you can, you know, really dial that in on this gauge right here.
Right here that's
really nice.
just a really nice gauge.
Right, and it's great for if you're doing resawing, you need some extra support to keep that board from kicking. So, especially if you've got a lot of rough stock like logs. So, is there anything else you'd like to add on, Kurt?
I think that just about does it, don't
That
you
does
think
it.
so?
I think so. I think you got a good saw. Real nice. All right. Y'all take care.